There are movies, television shows, and people talking about intelligent human-like creatures from other worlds in the universe. Is there really life out there in outer space? Or is it just a result of overactive imaginations? Let's see what science tells us about that possibility.
Prominent historian and evolutionist, David Christian, summarizes why some people believe that there is life on other celestial structures. He provides 3 basic reasons. First, he believes that there are probably many planets in other solar systems very similar to Earth and capable of supporting life. He further states that when conditions are right, life will, in his words, pop up quite easily. And for those planets that are not quite as nice as Earth, he believes that hardy bacteria should be able to pop up there.
Let's look at each of these 3 points more closely to see if they are scientifically plausible, or if they are just evolutionary pipe dreams. We will examine his first point. Earth is designed to team with many kinds of life forms. Should we expect that there are a large number of planets that are like Earth? Or are there reasons to believe that Earth is unique? Scientists who have studied features on Earth that support its ability to host life were surprised. Not only did they find a large number of life-friendly features, but they also found that they are essential for living creatures. That means if any one of them was changed very much, there would be nothing alive on Earth at all. According to evolutionary theory, all of the galaxies, stars, and planets were formed by random combinations of particles. That provides a way for us to estimate how likely another planet could have been formed that resembles Earth.
For instance, one characteristic of Earth that is essential for life is the presence of water. If there is a 10% chance of planets forming with water on them, then 1 out of every 10 planets we discover should have water. Another important feature of Earth is that it is terrestrial, that is, that it has solid ground. If there were a 10% chance for a planet to be terrestrial, then 1 out of every 10 planets should have solid ground. And the chances of a planet having both water and solid ground would be 10% times 10%, or 1%. That means we could expect 1 out of every 100 planets would have both water and solid ground. As we look at the chances that other features that are essential for life would all be present on the same planet, we see that very few planets would be expected to be able to support life.
As we consider more features, the number on the screen keeps changing. Eventually it will be 10, superscript 20. This is a short way of writing a number with a 1 followed by 20 zeros. This is a very large number. So, this means that a very large number of planets that would have to exist before even one of them could be expected to be similar to Earth's physical features. It is not likely that there would be any other planets in our galaxy like Earth. This also assumes a 10% chance of each of the features forming. If celestial evolution could occur, which is only a conjecture without any evidence, the chances for each of these features randomly forming would probably actually be less than 10%, resulting in essentially no possibility of other planets like Earth existing anywhere. And that considers only the physical features. That does not mean there would be any living microbes, animals, or plants on it. Now, let's look at whether life pops up whenever the conditions are right.
Life, even single-celled life, is absolutely amazing. Although scientists now know better, some people still think of living cells as a small blob of miscellaneous chemicals encased in a membrane. Thinking of them that way, you can almost understand how they can imagine that the components of a primordial soup could accidentally bump together in the right combinations and accidentally form a cell, if given enough time. But now, the more we learn about the intricacies and the complexities of cells, the more ridiculous that belief becomes. Science has a principle that life comes only from life, and these, supposedly, simple life forms are no exception. To help us understand how sophisticated even single-celled animals are, let's look at just one aspect of their existence.
Cells perform complicated functions. Each of these activities require sensing, acquiring, and acting on a variety of types of information. You can think of this capability as an information processor, although it is really much more than that. One scientist studied and published his analysis of the information processing capabilities of a single-celled animal. He concluded that that single cell had greater information processing functionality than any computer on Earth. More functionality than the most sophisticated computer that we have produced with all of our intelligence and technology. The researcher found that no proposed evolutionary process could have possibly produced this capability.
Cells really are amazing. But let me introduce you to what some call the most complex structure in the universe. This is clearly the ultimate collection of cells. The human brain. Even though it is relatively small, amazingly it has more information processing units than all the computers, routers, and internet connections on Earth. Its memory capacity is similar to the entire World Wide Web. And it looks like it may use photon communication to achieve unbelievable processing speeds. The more we learn about it, the more awestruck we become. All proposed evolutionary processes collapse in trying to explain its magnificent design. It is truly beyond belief.
Then, what can we conclude? Science tells us that life can only come from life. There does not seem to be anything simple about living cells. Even creatures that many people consider to be simple are actually exceptionally complex. So, life cannot spontaneously arise from non-living stuff, no matter how long you wait. We know that life does not pop up, whether environmental conditions are favorable or not. To insist that it can is anti-science and results from devotion to a false religion called evolution. Where does life come from? The only reasonable explanation is that it is created by God.
We can agree with David Christian's description of bacteria, at least, in that some of them are very tough. They can exist in harsh environments, such as around sources of scalding hot water, or inside rock structures, and they have survived trips into space. Bacteria are not alone in being tough, though. Scientists call these tough little critters extremophiles. In addition to microbes, a number of lichens and small animals exhibit amazing survivability. As an example, let's talk about one of them, the water bear.
There are over 1,000 species of these cute little fellas. They are pretty small, only about 1/32 of an inch long. They seem to thrive just about anywhere there is water, from scalding mud volcanoes to the frigid South Pole. They can be immersed in water, such as in the deepest oceans, or at the oxygen-depleted tops of mountains. They seem to be everywhere on Earth. They have even survived short trips to outer space without oxygen, as well as recovered from being dehydrated for up to 100 years. They have a built-in radiation shield to protect them from high doses of ultraviolet and gamma rays. And they can withstand extreme pressures, up to 6 times the pressure at the bottom of the ocean. That is over 75,000 pounds per square inch. Compare that to the 14.7 pounds per square inch of atmospheric pressure we experience. Unbelievable. But if you think these water bears, along with the other extremophiles, are rare, think again.
Some scientists believe that extremophiles may be among the most abundant life forms on Earth. They are a clear demonstration of the Creator's ability to craft life, to fill all of the niches in Earth's biosphere, keeping Earth's magnificent biosystem functioning properly. To sum this all up, Earth is probably the only planet in the universe that is capable of sustaining life. There is no natural or man-made mechanism for living creatures to be formed from non-living materials. Scientific principles affirm that life comes only from life. The Earth's biosphere does contain a wide variety of life forms that can thrive in a wide variety of environmental conditions. Some of these seem extreme from a human point of view. This demonstrates the unlimited capabilities of our Creator. In short, the Earth is a special creation of an all-knowing and all-powerful Creator. There is probably no life, as we know it, other than on Earth.